What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Unreal Engine 5 game development live stream where we're working back in our gas course project, a game built from scratch, of course using Unreal Engine 5, Blueprint, C++, the gameplay ability system plugin, and all of that good stuff. So today we're going to be trying to see if we could set up our dummy enemy to kind of launch projectiles at us, because I want to start looking into player side damage calculations and block and parry mechanics and things like that. So what we're going to try to do is create a simple ability. We'll see how far we can take it within the next 2 hours or so, because I want to have some sort of visualization kind of similar to what I have for this ability. Like you have like this targeting sphere. It shows you how many like targets are in there. I want to have like a similar thing for the enemies, but it can be like, I guess, red. And then, you know, it can launch and kind of, I guess, keep the circle in the world, and then like a projectile comes down, you know, from the dummy, like an arc or something like that, to simulate like they're throwing a projectile. And then it would be pretty cool to have like the timing of the impact to be represented within this like targeting circle. So like it could be like an inner circle that's getting bigger or outer circle that's coming in to kind of indicate the time that it will impact. So it's quite a lot, but we're going to see what we can do. So the first thing we need to do to start off with is we need to go into our dummy character, because we have a state tree. We're going to be trying to use state trees today. And we also have a kitty on the desk. You can't really see her too well, but she's forever present there. And I forget, I guess it's in the AI controller. I'll have to double check where I put the state tree. So there is AI controller. So I'll probably have to make a controller for like all my enemy archetypes potentially. There's like, there's the state tree AI, and then there's STC base, and then there is a combat state tree, which I guess we'll use kind of like by default. I'm sure I'll need to create like an evaluator just to always pass in like the player, so we always know where the target is. I don't think we'll have any other kind of state tree besides like just a combat state tree. I don't know if we'll have like pre-combat and like wandering logic or anything like that. I don't think that's necessary for the type of game we're doing. We're just gonna be making like, you know, arena combat stuff, so AI should just be kind of like ever present, ever in combat with you. So let's see. So there is this test combat state tree. So does this get called when... I don't really see anything like that on screen by default. Oh, we got, the kitty is leaving. I guess talking too loud for her preference there. But, you know, it's just the way it is. So I do have it like start automatically. It goes here. It should enter this link asset. It should just take us straight to here. But it doesn't seem like it's even getting that far. I wonder why. We'll have to debug it. Yeah, that opened as well. I don't need to look at Unreal Insights at the moment. So I'm going to open up, I'm going to play an editor on another screen, but we're going to look at these things here. Should be able to say debugger, start recording eventually. Let's see what might happen. Excuse me. So try enter root, try select order as internal. So it seems like it's going in here. let's open this again. Yeah, so it just seems like it never gets here. Oh yeah. So we definitely get here, right? And we try to get to ST NPC combat. So it should enter from the root. Just have a text that says combat. It should be actor. AI controller, pawn. Can I break on enter? Will that do anything? Like, we have some information down here. I don't know how well you guys are going to see it because of where I am. Yeah, see, it goes enter states, debug test, delay task. Like, does this also print to the log? Oh, it's also not enabled. Let's try that again. Let's put everything back on the main screen here so we can all look at it together. I also need to like say I don't want traces to start. Oh well. Let's play. Do we see combat? Yes. Okay. Very clearly. Sorry. Very clearly, our dummy is in combat. I don't know if we're gonna make a move or anything, but what I wanted to do, and yeah, we might need to do some C++. Like, I want to activate an ability where they'll spawn like a projectile. Hopefully she's distracted by herself. Alright, so we know we get into combat. So what I'd like to do is what? I need to basically so I'll make a substate. And I'll say so wait to shoot projectile or something. Then I'll add sibling. And what I want to do, so I'll make a task. So there should be just like, is there a wait? No, it's just a delay. And we'll say every, I don't know, 5 seconds. And then on state succeeded, go to none, which is going to be our shoot projectile. And we can say, right now we'll just do a log. What is it, print? No. Debug text. And yeah, we'll just say shoot. Assign it to our actor. We'll make it, pinkish purple. Font scale, I don't know how big it's gonna have to be. We could just make it like 2 or 1. That should be okay for our purposes. And then after this is completed, we go back to wait to shoot projectile. So it should be like more or less a loop where it's like, okay, wait 5 seconds. and then shoot, wait 5 seconds, shoot. So see if that works as we were intending it to. So I see shoot. I don't really see it. Does the delay text stay there the whole time? Hey Devin, Dzień dobry, what are we working on today? So you finished the combo system. Yeah, we got to a decent place with the combo system. So now we're going to be working on, or at least try to create an enemy projectile thing using state tree. I really gotta turn that off. Is there a way to like set that? Okay. But basically, I want to have a dummy who will shoot a projectile at me, and we'll have ways to then check player-facing damage, and eventually get into our block and parry mechanics, where we have a shield. Right now, we don't really have any locomotion or anything, so it looks kind of derpy. But we gotta start from somewhere. So we're gonna try to see if we can get some form of projectile working. Because yeah, right now, it doesn't seem like it loops. We'd have to troubleshoot it a little bit. We could see. So let's open up our NPC combat. I'm going to be on the other monitor here. And we'll just see what this is doing. Unless it doesn't do anything at all. For some reason it just doesn't debug too well. Is it because it's like a nested thing, maybe? Sounds good. By the way, give a warm regard to Jesus from me when you can. Just say it's from Antosh. Sure, no problem. I do want to just confirm. Shoot projectile done. I'll say done. I just want to make sure that we're actually transitioning here. So we got the dummy. It says he's in combat. Cool. Then it says shoot, and then yeah. So it doesn't transition out from shoot. So maybe I can add a wait or delay. I'll do like a 0.5 second delay. Then we'll go back to wait for shoot. I just want to see if this will work as I think it would. So we got in combat. It should say shoot for like half a second. Hopefully go away. Yes. And then after 5 seconds, say shoot again. Yeah. Okay, so that's working. I guess the debug text task doesn't really have a finished aspect onto it. So now we gotta do a couple things. I think either I can make a global task for it, or I can just make a evaluator for it. But I don't know exactly the best way to store the player character. I think we're gonna just do this very messy, and then ask for guidance later. So I'm gonna just create a new task. Let's say BP AI for oh damn, yeah, you've been a follower for 2 years, 3 months, and 2 days. Whoop, that's crazy. That's much appreciated. So BP AI for get target threat or something like that. That should be a pretty common verbiage. And, you know, for the time being, I'm gonna just nuke all of this. We're gonna use event tick, or is tick, just tick. Okay, and then we got state. Is it entered? Yeah, event entered state. Obviously, we'll just do calls to this because why not? And yeah, this is gonna be the dirty aspect. We're just gonna get, and luckily we're not doing multiplayer because this would not be the best way to handle it. For now, we're just gonna say get player character. We'll store that as so target threat and open, and I think this needs to be as output. So then we could say not this one. Where am I? There we are. So I want to replace this with the get target threat. Now we have our character. And it should just be available to us then. And then I want, and again, this, yeah, I'm not gonna be too happy about this. Because yeah, activating from a state tree of gameplay ability. You know, we have something for our melee, and we're kind of manually creating a struct and copying the struct over. So maybe what we can do for the time being is what can we do for the time being? Let's first create this gameplay ability. So we have NPC, we're gonna say ability system. We're gonna try to follow the player's one here. Abilities. And then, yeah, I'll say dummy, because why not? And then examples. So now we can actually create a gameplay ability. What game you working on, homie? Just I don't know. It's I don't know if it's a game yet or if it's just like an educational thing for the sake of learning and keeping up with stuff. But I want to make it like an arena combat game. Right now we only have dummies and stuff. We basically have as much fast-paced combat as we have. You have a mixture of abilities and defensive verbs and stuff like that, and you get scores and you can purchase stuff and you can get perks and upgrade and stuff. So right now we're really still in the very early stages, and you know, just learning as we're going and getting better as we're going, and hopefully people also learn and appreciate from it. So I know we have a basic melee ability. We also have like a hold melee ability. Obviously the hit reaction sends that guy flying. We also have projectile. We have damage numbers. We have damage types. We have very basic attacks and basic abilities and stuff. Like, it's all rough still, but you know, we're slowly building our way up. Yeah, it's Unreal Engine 5. And let's make sure we connect that up. I'll have to do some research on, maybe ChatGPT will have a suggestion on like how I should be storing the player as a target threat. Because I know for like AI, you have like the blackboard and behavior tree stuff, but like within the context of state tree, should I be using a global task or do I need to use an evaluator? And how should I be getting the player? Is it okay that I am using player character like this? In the case of a single player, maybe it's fine. I used to code C++, C#, Java, and HTML back in the day. Just changed so much, for sure. I was never like a hardcore super duper coder until most recently. Sorry, we got a question from YouTube here. Sorry, quick question. Can you create animation on Unreal Engine 5? I'm a total beginner. I think you can create an animation from scratch in Unreal 5. Either that or you'll need a plugin. But once you actually have an animation, you can also like tweak it yourself through an animation sequence and montage. You keyframe it yourself. So it's relatively doable, but it's always kind of recommended to use the appropriate software, but you should be able to do it. So we're gonna say GA underscore projectile, or should I say GA NPC projectile base. And I wonder if I should have like a subset gameplay ability parent, like in C++ for NPC abilities, because there's a lot of stuff that doesn't really matter for enemies. There's like this ability type. Maybe they'll need ability types, but ability slot types they won't ever need. So maybe I can like default some of these things or hide some of these things in the derived class. The amount of software and programs that help with coding is crazy. I mean, honestly, yeah. You know, you got those vibe coder memes and stuff like that, and you know, AI does a lot. So like, I do use AI. I'm not gonna lie when it comes to like when I have questions or I'm trying to figure something out. And then you know I try to learn from it, but obviously like sometimes I'm just lazy too. So from YouTube, I want to try to learn, but I downloaded it. I've been overwhelmed. I don't know where to even start. I'm more a business web mobile app developer. I'm feeling bored. I mean, yeah, Unreal Engine 5 is overwhelming. Any new software is overwhelming. I've been using it since 2010, 2011, something like that, starting with Unreal Engine 3 UDK style. So, you know, even with all this time, you know, I'm always learning stuff, always trying to see what I can do better, and obviously the technology's changing and growing too. So there's always something to learn, there's always going to be a feeling of being behind. But you gotta just do it for yourself as much as you can. Don't set too high expectations for yourself at the beginning. Just try to make something simple and fun. Just think of an idea, break it down piece by piece, and start, you know. They say Rome wasn't built in a day, so don't try to kill yourself trying to do the same thing, you know. So what I want to try to do, so there is a weight target data class, and there is like there's a custom one. Custom multi, and then there's user confirmed. Like I feel like there has to, I have to figure out how to use weight target data, because I use it for my player ability class, but like I use the input to confirm things. So I don't know how that correlates. So but yeah, we have weight target data, user confirmed, and then so this target actor camera trace. So I feel like I don't want to use anything like camera trace or anything like that. I feel like I have to use not even camera trace. Is there even a simple option? Maybe just single trace, target actor trace. Maybe just target actor radius. And yeah, I don't know how the custom confirmation type works. So let's do this. Let's see if we even get to this point. Because yeah, we're gonna have to do a couple things. There's a reticle class, but I'll probably have to also update this one. What's this as a reference? Let's do. Yeah, there's outline data that's not relevant. Yeah, let's take what data we can take. So make target location info from owning actor. Vertical parameters. Filter. I'm not knocking it by no means. I'm an old head. We didn't have anything to help us always compile and decompile, trial and error. Yeah, brute forcing it, trying to see what's going on. Yeah. So yeah, undershoot projectile. What do I want to do? How do I want to do this? Do I want to... Do I want to keep brute forcing this right now? Let's see. Because I have an ability. It says, you know, try, or is it just activate? So BP grant and activate once. I feel like I need to because I have one specifically for melee abilities. But that's because I'm also running like a custom struct through it. So maybe I can do something similar, but a very generic one. Because yeah, there's some information here, like the melee data and stuff. So basically like the ability class and then this information. So I wonder if there should be like a general one or a generalized one. So we'll see. So I would like your opinion. Help if you had time. Hold on. For some reason Discord is not reopening. If you had the time, I'm trying to develop a game that I know would be a huge hit. Just a matter of putting it together a squad to tackle it. Not sure what you're currently working on these days, but would love to pitch it to you if you ever get freed up. Well, I appreciate the offer and the discussion and everything like that, but currently I have a full-time job and life is busy. I don't really have much time outside of this own hobby here to work on anything. You can always join our Discord if you want to like possibly ask for help from others, if you want to see if you can find some people. You know, I'm always willing to listen to ideas, but I'm not going to promise anything. So just trying to set that expectation there. So yeah, I think we're going to have to get into code. So we're going to do a good amount of copy and pasting, I think, with this. So stage 3, there's this task melee ability. Yeah, we don't need that anymore. So we need to create a F. Is it F stage 3? Or is it? Not sure. Same. I understand, fam. I work 12, 17 hours a day and 6 days a week. Lucky to get off from Memorial Day weekend. Damn, that's so much work. Yeah. But, you know, share your ideas on Discord if you're comfortable with doing that. Otherwise, yeah, I'm not sure. Let's do new C++ class, all classes. And then state tree task. There's a struct part of it, and then it comes just from new object. Maybe I just gotta make an object. Now, what we're gonna call this? Maybe something like that is okay. Let's create that class. And then, yeah, we're going to do some crazy copy and pasting. Check back on YouTube. Comments here. And yeah, so again, we're going to do some dirty copy pasting. Oh, let me not copy the whole thing. Let me go from here down. That, and then we do that or that. We do need that. Then we just need to create the proper instance data. So yeah, F melee ability data. Probably got to also make, maybe I should make a more base NPC ability class or something. Maybe there can be some sort of like higher overall structure to it. So let's do that as well. So tools, C++ class, all classes, and then is it task force ability system or gameplay ability? Let's just look at gameplay ability. Yeah, so task force gameplay ability. So we'll call this GASC underscore NPC gameplay ability base. Right? There's a good amount of characters in that one. It's definitely a mouthful. So yeah, we'll put it under what? Character? NPC abilities? How do I do it for the player? So there's character, player, and then nothing. There's game, gameplay ability system, gameplay abilities. Maybe I could say like NPC down here or something. Maybe that's better. And yeah, I have to think kind of what I should try as part of the base of this ability, like what it would need. And maybe what some like default settings would need to be. Because like under class defaults, like ability slot type doesn't matter, input doesn't matter, on spawn, while input active, on input triggered. I don't know if we can hide these in a different class or child class. Maybe you can, I'm not sure. It's good time to ask good old AI how to hide parameter from parent class in child class. I don't know if it's possible. So if you don't want to disable all, but if you can't edit the parent class, use the child class constructor to disable the property manually. I wonder if that could do it. That seems a little crazy. Build failed, obviously, that's fine. So yeah, let's go little by little here. What do we really truly need right now? We just need the kind of constructor of sorts like this. got that. We don't need core minimal, of course. We can generate this. And then according to this, we can say, I'm going to just paste what this says here. And so we want, you gameplay, or you task force gameplay ability. And then the value that I'm wanting to potentially hide is, for example, is what? Possibly ability slot type. Oh. So member is inaccessible. Why? Protected. I wonder if that's valid. Probably not. Oh, buongiorno, Casper. How you doing? Thanks for jumping in, talking by. Yeah, so we also got to create a few different things here. Probably the struct we'll need as well. I'm gonna use my melee gameplay ability as a reference here. Don't need all of this stuff currently. You're doing great. That's great to hear. I'm doing good as well. I have a lazy, chill weekend. So, of course, I'm going to be streaming and working on my project for just a little bit. Just so I feel good about myself. But yeah, besides that, it's all good, man. So we need an A actor. Yeah, target. That's exactly what I want. And then category, we're going to just say NPC ability data. So that should be everything that I need in that regard for now. Yeah, definitely would be a sin. How dare I not do anything on the weekend? But I was playing Clear Obscure from like 7 a.m. to like noon. So, and I'm definitely going to jump back in later. So, best believe I'm going to be playing that a lot. So yeah, we got our target. So now we need to call this FGC, and we're going to say NPC ability test data, and then we're going to say T subclass of this. We're going to say F. What did I even name this thing? Let me see, ability data. So and now we gotta include it if they'll let me. Expedition 33, such an amazing game. Hopefully game of the year now that GTA 6 is delayed. Yeah. I mean, this year's had a lot of good games so far. I still gotta play Doom. I still gotta play Kingdom Come Deliverance. I'm not a Monster Hunter kind of guy. I want to play Ghost of Yote probably. Yeah, a lot of good games. So it's exciting. And yeah, GTA 6. I'm looking forward to it. I'm not a GTA person in general, but why would I miss out on the game of potentially the game of the decade and the game of the century? Okay, so we do that. So that's all good there. Now I should be able to update a bunch of stuff. So the U class name, it's going to be U state tree task. We're going to call it NPC or GAC NPC ability. That U take U. So void, then we're going to just call it on ability end or on NPC ability end, on NPC ability failed, on NPC activated. Now we gotta grab our struct here. So NPC ability data, is that what it's called? All that good. So just gotta rename a bunch of stuff. Game of the millennia. Yeah, no pressure to them at all. So yeah, we're doing it one by one here, just to make sure everything's good. Renaming things from melee to NPC. Hopefully the NPC can use a very generic structure of data that all their abilities could possibly use. And right now the target actor is the only one that's really needed. So display name, grant and activate NPC ability. So we're just gonna make sure we replace everything with melee with the word NPC. Keep it consistent in that regard. Now, okay, copy this, put it in here. So we're gonna have to change a bunch of shit. Okay. Let us take it step by step here. So we first need to grab the instance data object class. Paste it everywhere. And then we do the same here. We change this to NPC. That. Change this to NPC. Change this to NPC. Sure, there's a better like search and replace option that I could possibly be using, but for now, it's whatever. We're vibing, we're chilling, we're doing all the cool stuff. Okay, that's half the battle. So now, melee data, what are we calling that? See ability data, probably. And this is NPC. Cool. We gotta grab ability ref again. That, then this is NPC ability data. This is just NPC again. Like ideally, in the perfect world, I would have it just a generic state tree task that can dynamically give me the parameters of the gameplay ability. But I don't know how to do that. I tried for so long, and I'm hoping Epic will do it in 5.6 or 5.7 or something, because I know it's possible. I just don't know how to do it. So all I can really do is make a custom struct and pass that back that way. So what is melee ability data in this context? So so we need that for sure in our base here. Like that. Now we can go back to our task. Okay, ba-ba-ba-bum. Luckily right now it's just a bunch of monkey work here. So use state tree task, instance data. On NPC. Okay, we're almost out of the woods. Can you repeat what kind of task you want to create? You want some way to get the ability system with the actor of the state tree and store it somewhere. So what I wanted to be able to do, and I wasn't able to figure it out, is have a state tree task that takes in a gameplay ability that you want to grant and activate. And when you provided the class, it dynamically constructs the public variables of that gameplay ability instance as parameters of the state tree tasks. And so you set the variables there, and then so when you activate the ability, those parameters are copied over into the ability when it's instanced and activated. I wasn't able to learn how to do that, so the second best way I was able to do it is to create a custom struct within the gameplay ability and basically use that struct as the state tree facing parameters. And so when I try to grant the ability, I basically copy and create an ability object and then pass that along when you activate the ability. And so the data gets populated that way, if that makes sense. I know what I'm asking for is doable. I just don't know how to do it. And so I'm hoping Epic will have something if they are trying to support state tree and gameplay abilities. We'll see. Maybe I should just kind of copy the word letters NPC here. Go like bam, bam. This data. Okay, now we gotta construct. Okay. Good. I think that's everything. Let's try to compile and we'll see what happens. What I'm not confident in is what we're doing in the base here, try to override this property. We'll see what happens, of course. All right, let's see. Moment of truth, perhaps? We did a lot of copy and pasting, and that's usually a recipe for disaster. So more likely than not, we will get a compile error. But, nothing we can't handle, right? I should also make the text a little bit bigger. Okay. We compiled successfully, so that's awesome. So now what we'll do, we gotta check, I guess, two things. One, we're gonna reparent that NPC ability class that we just made, the one with the target actor in it. We're gonna reparent it to this NPC ability base, and we'll check to see if that ability slot type parameter is properly hidden, like I'm hoping it would be with this code. And then we'll check state tree stuff. So that's the dummy. We don't really care about it. The AI we don't care about it. Let's just open up our state tree and our projectile. So let us reparent to NPC ability, or whatever. What did I call it? Yeah, GAC NPC ability base. So yeah, ability slot type still there. That did not work. I wonder. I wonder if it finds it. Sometimes the writer takes a while to load, which is fun. Yeah, so property is not valid. Well, that's one thing, but okay. That's a secondary problem. Let's go into combat now. Here's our shoot projectile, right? Now, we don't really need this delay. And we can replace this one with our grant and activate NPC ability. So wham, bam. We can delete this thing. I do have a concern. Hold on, let me add the NPC one again. Okay, good. And of course, it just has target. We can pass in the target threat this way, right? And then this can just be our projectile base. So in theory, we should hit this breakpoint when the dummy spawns and after 5 seconds. So let's see. Okay. Well, that's not good. Okay, so yeah, things are on fire. Awesome. Alright, so of course things are not as easy as you'd hope. So let's take a look and see what's wrong. Okay, so that's already the problem here. When we enter the state, we're first getting the player controller, and we don't want to do that. So I believe we just need to we have to kind of rewrite this in mind with the AI controller. So if AI controller and then say A gas course, is it NPC base? NPC character equals something like that, I guess. Let's just do that. This could be in the if here. And then something like this. That should be the first issue with it. That should hopefully be resolved at that point. Again, you would like maybe there's definitely a way to make it more generalized. I'm just too lazy to do it. Or you can always just get the owning character or something and just go it that way. And now on exit state, basically almost the same thing again. So I'm just gonna yoink that. And I think I can just do something like that. Now, do we see anything else with the word player in it? No. All right, then let's compile. Yeah, for some reason, Discord is just still not opening. It is struggling. Could be my computer. Or is there like some sort of prompt that I'm not seeing? And for some reason it's just not opening. Might have to restart my computer or something, but a problem for a different time. We gotta lock in. And then yeah, we gotta look at the base here. Curious why that doesn't work. I don't get why. Let's try one more thing before we move on. Ability slot type. There should be ability slot. Like it's under protected. This is public. Then can I say ability slot type this? Let's see if I just burned anything to the ground with that small change. Yeah, we're going to recompile a good amount. All right. So moment of truth with this. Guessing it will, I don't know, my heart tells me it's not going to work, but who knows? So let's open things back up again. Yeah, so ability slot type still showing, so probably useless, but let's see if now our breakpoint will be hit after 5 seconds. Yes. But again, mark as garbage is causing an issue every time I close out of the editor. Let's see. Let's ask the computer about it. Like, what am I not understanding? I'm checking if it's valid and it's saying mark it as garbage. So yeah, where am I defining NPC ability ref? So I am making it a U property. Okay. Some say it's not needed, so can I? So there should be 2 places that I'm marking as garbage. Mark as. Let's just not do that. But at least we got the breakpoint, so that's always a good thing. So we're making our way there. And so the next, yeah, I should also make this protected again. And get rid of this code here. Forget about it. Is that how you would write that? Guess I don't really need a constructor, but okay. How does the constructor look for other classes here? There a super? No. I guess I could take some stuff here. Make an empty slot by default. Kind of saying NPC data not initialized in the constructor. Do I need to do anything similar to that? I don't think so. We'll see. Next time we try to compile, we'll see what's up. So yeah, let's open things back up. Let us do this. So we don't need this breakpoint anymore. We know it's there. Let us now go here. So we have our wait to shoot projectile and then our shoot projectile, right? And we're granting. Everything is still there. Great. Everything's set up. So what I want to say now is, yeah, it's under the wrong kind of category here. So we'll just change that. It'll update later. So now we should be able to say something to the effect of like, hey, you know, break, get the target. And then we can say like, hey, it's valid. If no, you know, end ability, just as a fail safe here. We could say something like, bam, like, boom, there's our target. And then we say, you can draw a debug sphere or something. And we can get the actor location. just make it like 50 or something. Duration 2 seconds, thickness 2 seconds, not 2 seconds, thickness of 2, and the color, let's just make it red-ish, and durability. And let's see what happens. So after 5 seconds, we should see a red sphere around us, which we don't. And if I exit, okay, at least we don't get a crash, right? So let's try this again. Let's see, maybe the actor is invalid. Which it is. And I know why. So let's go to our melee. And it was kind of hinted to us as well. But so on give ability is what we want to override, I believe. And our ability base here, is it under public? Yeah. Do that, that. Close all the crap we don't really need at the moment. And we do this. And we could do some stuff within here as well, kind of like what we're doing here. Let's just copy everything and we'll take away what we don't need. Or refactor it in a way. So we got this, right? And so we don't want to do that. We want to do a NPC or a NPC base. Up. Currently, we don't care about motion warping. And we do care about this. Ah. That should be what we need now. So we got the pile again. So now we should get to the point, because yeah, basically what we're doing here is the state tree task again is getting the NPC ability, and we're using a struct to represent the variables that we need within it. And so when we're using the state tree task, when we enter, we're basically creating a new ability. And then from this ability, we're going to construct the data from it and store it and pass it along when we're creating the ability itself. So, where is it? So yeah, we're creating this ability ref, right? Getting the controller, getting the player, get the ability system. Then we're saying, okay, the NPC ability ref, the NPC ability data equal to the data that we have constructed here. And then now we do a bunch of stuff, callbacks and cleanups. And then we're saying, okay, with this ability, with the ability class, we're basically creating a spec here and passing along this ability ref object. And then we grant the ability itself. So I'm hoping I hope I'm correctly destroying the ability ref when it's not needed anymore. I hope it's being garbage collected. So we'll see. But yeah, you know, it's not the nicest looking thing. Maybe I can ask ChatGPT again to see what it says, but yeah. At this point, I'm not sure. This will work. We know it works because my melee abilities function like this. We don't need that anymore. Let's look at ChatGPT real quick, because I asked this prompt here. How to create a state tree task that reflects the public variables of a past in Blueprint class and copies the data into the created object, right? So this is how they're defining it. This is the class. And this is what I don't like. Where you're manually having to say this copied integer, this copied f string, and things like that. Like, it should just be dynamic based on what we have. Yeah, support more property types. Mapping variables to a custom struct instead. Yeah, it's like all not very like what I need. So we'll keep what we have. And it looks like we have some spam in the chat, so let's go ahead and ban them. So let's just live with what we got, you know? It's not terrible. Can I dock this back here? Sometimes I hate Opera and like all the tabs that it opens. So now, in theory, we should see, hopefully now, a red debug sphere around us every 5 seconds, which we do. So now I'll move. 5 seconds later. Yeah. Okay. So it's only happening once. And we are calling end ability. So I wonder. I'm just gonna call this. We should get this information. And we don't. Okay, can we put a breakpoint here? We should get end ability called. And we do. So what is wrong? On ability ended. Does melee do anything? It has on end ability. Does it actually have anything? Removal targets. Fine. So for some reason, when our ability is ended, it isn't calling back. So let's just confirm everything. Now, yeah. Yeah, the ability system components all good. Callback should be fine. Does the activated one work? Does. And then this one also. So this does work. Okay, so that one fails though. So what happens here? And what's the difference here? Because I have a very almost identical setup here. So let's confirm that this works. We'll do that. So that seems fine. This one doesn't. But the handle is -1. So NPC ability spec handle. Am I not initializing that correctly? Let's look at that again. Now, is it because it happens so quickly? Let me just do a wait delay kind of thing. Just to confirm. Yeah, but it looks like that's the case. Now, I wonder what's the best way to handle that. Because I feel like doing a delay, well, I mean, things should happen maybe not so automatically in practice, you know? Yeah, these have to be hooked in before we actually do it. Like, for example, if I were to do it in this order, I don't think the ability end would be called, because it all happens within that frame, I guess. Maybe we could potentially do it where, like, on NPC ability activated, we can maybe map it that way. I have another idea that I want to try. Let's cancel hook. So instead of it here, we could say, we'll copy this, but maybe we could do it on ability activated. And then we could say something along the lines of like, so if, I think I could say like in ability system checked, and ability end, on ability ended. I could basically just copy the rest of this. Maybe that's valid. I guess it doesn't have to be within the if. Just grab that. I wonder if that's valid. What's wrong here? So function, check to deprecated reason. Use, okay, use ensured. So maybe doing it there instead is better. It says it could be also a pointer const. Maybe do that. I just don't know now if the delegate is there. Yeah, it's not valid. So no, it can't be made const. Good job, computer. So let's try that and we'll see what happens. Because ideally, we wouldn't have, like, again, there's two things. Like, an ability, even from an AI, in theory, should never really be so instantaneous, like on that exact same frame. There should always be some sort of timing aspect of it, whether it's an animation or like targeting or something like that. So this could be a non-issue in practice, but it is concerning. So we'll see. So we'll put a breakpoint here, and of course we'll put a breakpoint here. Now, then we'll open up everything. Yeah, it's gonna open up. Okay, breakpoint there. Hopefully all good. Breakpoint here. So yeah, handle is 13. Handle is 13. So we know that works, but we didn't properly take out that delay. So screw you, delay. Put the breakpoint back here, and we'll see. After a couple seconds here, we'll get. Okay, so it doesn't even process in time. So I guess we need this. I could probably even say something like delay next tick. And that would be enough, I think. So let's see if it comes up again. Whoops. Yeah. So now, you know, he's quote unquote targeting me, right? So we got part of it done. So now we actually need to, you know, there's going to be a couple different things like, you know, like spawning the target data and stuff. And I don't know if I need to use wait target data. Like, it seems like it might be an overkill. But I feel like it's nice to have. So we'll have to see. But until then, let us... I forget where it's used. trajectory, I think is the word I'm just thinking of. So there's draw trajectory, pose trajectory. It's all pose search stuff. I know there's something for like projectile trajectory. So projectile, let's type in projectile. Do we get anything? Projection path. Okay. So suggest projectile velocity custom arc, moving target. Maybe I do something like that. Hello, Ukamino. How's it going? Thanks for popping in. So let's grab moving target. So let's see. Projectile again. There should be a debug thing to draw. I don't know how to draw that. I'm trying to remember. Okay, this does draw stuff. Okay. Time to target. Oh, good. So let's see what happens. Because now that I'm not ending the ability, it should just keep going. So yeah, after 5 seconds. Interesting. Let's get rid of this debug sphere. Let's make again, we'll do an event timer. We're gonna clean this up later. Whatever. Add an event. Sure. And then time is gonna just be 0.1 second. So every 10th second, looping, yes please. And we do this. Doing okay, just looking around for some Unreal motivation. Well, I hope you've come to the right place. We're just doing some stuff for our dummy enemy here. We're trying to create a projectile arcing path debug, at least to see. So yeah, it's predicting where the projectile should go. Based off that velocity and stuff. Which is nice, I suppose. So we gotta figure out a certain, like, again, there's multiple steps in this process. Like, obviously there should be, like, obviously this kind of predictive thing while, kind of like while we're charging up its projectile or something, it should be doing this in the background. There's also, you know, suggest projectile velocity custom arc. I want to see what this one looks like as well. Start position, end position. Arc param. Yeah, it doesn't really show debug stuff, so I imagine we're not going to be seeing anything here, but look. Yeah, not much. So yeah, we need. We don't really need anything really, but I want to. let's see what happens. We're gonna connect this, right? We're gonna do that. And we're gonna set one more timer. And we're gonna say 2 seconds. Grab this, do that. Now we're gonna create a, so we already have a projectile base class, I think? Because we have one for the player. I just wonder if it's a C++ thing. I think so. Yeah, gas course projectile. So we should be able to do something. Ideally. So yeah, let's go here. We'll make a blueprint class, gas course projectile. So we'll say BP, NPC, projectile base, something like that. Now we should be able to say, is it spawn actor from class? Do this. And yeah, we need to make spawn transform stuff. So gonna do this, gonna do this. Put that up like that. Collision handling. We're gonna say always spawn, ignore stuff. So owner, target actor. Yeah, we're gonna have to maybe refactor how we're handling projectiles because I don't want them always to be homing. I guess I can always just turn homing off. So it is homing projectile, it's fine. Cool. So yeah, owner and instigator are both good to be owning actor here. Instigator has to be a pawn. I should probably do that for NPC base, have like a helper function at the beginning that instantiates the pawn as well. Now let's just do it ourselves, so cast to pawn. As pawn, great, we go just ability here. Do that. Clean that up later, of course. Dump it in here. Now I should be able to say get projectile movement comp. And now I think there's a set velocity thing, right? And we do out launch velocity. And now we need, let me look at the other, make the one that's from the player real quick. So just a Niagara system for trail. Yeah. Let's copy that. We can make it something else. We'll make it green like it's toxic. And after we spawn it, we can say end ability. So what I'm hoping is, now I'm moving. Okay, so he'll, where is he? Ah. Okay. So, kind of. I definitely want more of an arc. But it's something, right? I know that there is some stuff here. So initial speed, max speed, rotation follows velocity. I definitely want to do that one. Just so I believe the Niagara system will adjust its rotation, so it'll always, instead of always being in the same one rotation. So let's see. So let's slow things down. Yeah, so it follows the rotation and bam, it got hit. I do wonder how I can There's time to target. So just projectile velocity moving target. Guess I can give it an arc by, I don't know, like adjusting a thing. Let's see. I'm gonna just say suggest custom arc param. So it changes the height of the arc between 0 and 1. 5 is the default medium arc. Okay. So we should be able to say start position and end position. Maybe we can make a custom thing that says suggest projectile velocity moving target with arc or something. And we can use that as a thing. Hey, IGS Ghost, how's it going? Hi, 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 hi. So let's see what the results of this is. So we're moving. Okay. At least something's happening. So I think, yeah, I'm doing good. You know, it's a nice Saturday, hanging out, trying to make some stuff happen. So I feel like there should be something that mixes the two of these things, so that I can get velocity with a moving target and an arc. So I'm curious what the arc is doing. Yeah, definitely outside of my pay grade. This math that I'm not sure of here. So angle, degrees to radian, launch rotation dot pitch. The launch direction is a lerp. Start end direction arc ramp, get safe normal. So here's where it all happens. And what about time to target, get velocity, and the rest is kind of debugs here. What's the other one? Suggest. Then there's just a suggest projectile velocity. So trace option. Favor high arc. Let's see what this means. So same start and locations. Launch speed, I don't really know. Collision radius, say 30 or something. Let's see what we get. Where is he? Oh no, here he is. Oh. That's kind of sad. Just pooping it out. Okay. Maybe I don't need to override gravity. And maybe we make 5,000. Let's see if that makes a difference at all. Ah! Okay. But 5,000 is way too big, I guess. Let's see now. Sort of like the things that I want. So now it's not working anymore. Oh. Am I not like within range or something? Well, at least we're making progress for sure. And what happens if I do not favoring a high arc? Let's see. Okay. Nope. Let's make this 5,000. Oh my god, yeah, he's just gonna straight up shoot at me. Hello, Xenotrax, how's it going? So in favor high arc, we'll do 2,000. Just to play around with this a little bit more, but I think the best results are the moving target, but I'd like to give it an arc if possible. I'm doing good. Just about wrapping up here for the day. We've been streaming for almost 2 hours, so we're trying to figure it out. Right now we're getting our AI to shoot projectiles at us. Trying to make that look good. We reached a point where it sort of works. Things are happening, but we'll have to see. Because it's not exactly what I envisioned just yet. Like I definitely wanted it to be a higher arc. And I want it to be decal on the ground where it's going to shoot. But, baby steps, Like, I just would prefer if the suggest projectile velocity moving target also included an arc. Because, like, this gives the best results. Because, like, it predicts based off your movement. And then, like, bam, it's right there. And then you do it again. So, at least it's doing something. So, ideally, just a higher arc is all I want. So we'll probably have to do that next time. But at least we're getting some progress there. We could do some updates as well. We can open up the original projectile example. There is an on hit, right? And we could, and again, maybe this would be best to refactor into like a C++ class. I'm not too sure, but now that we have multiple use cases, probably it'll be good to move some stuff into C++ so I don't have to copy a lot of logic and just make it kind of more data driven in that regard. Like hit actor and hit result, all this stuff, like I don't know if that really matters. Like I think that could be just built into the C++ class, so probably we'll do that. Now there's like damage row. probably also should be in the C++ class. Yeah, camera shakes and stuff. Probably would need to have camera shakes on hit, but for now it's whatever. That should do something. See, the magic fireball impact will be the wrong color. But then yeah, we gotta destroy it. That. So let's see what results we get now. Okay, so we got an impact at least. Obviously, we'll have to change the color. And we're not getting any damage, I don't think. And I'm curious if I'm dodging, if that influences it at all. So we can look at the thing. Yeah, it kind of definitely messes the targeting up a little bit. It's like, yeah, when I'm dodging, the predictive sphere. I'll have to do it again. Yeah, when I dodge, it goes all the way over there. So. I'd have to figure that out. Does anything change when I'm jumping? I'd like to not have it get fucked up if I'm jumping and stuff. It doesn't seem like it's powerful enough. Let's see if I could time it well enough. Yeah. You know, now that we have something like this in the game, it's kind of opening up some flaws and everything. But that's not a bad thing. You know, we're discovering as we're going. Ah. Ah. Yeah, I also gotta refactor the hit reactions because I don't want the dummy to do a full body kind of what's the word? Root motion on some of the impacts. Like for example, like I don't want him to do it like that all the time. So I will need to do a refactor as well. The hit reactions and stuff. And probably will need to do some sort of like, I don't know if it'll be a parallel state tree or not. Because I could also, you know, when we activate the ability, set the actor rotation to face the player or the target. So, for example, find, look at, rotation. It'll look scary because it'll just kind of pop, but I think I'm doing this in the wrong order. So I'm gonna be here, then he should pop rotation. Like that. He does. Now I'm here, he'll pop rotation, bam. But yeah, he doesn't really track me. Like I could maybe have him update the rotation to be facing me. Like within a gameplay task or something. And I feel like maybe my jump ability needs to have a little bit more distance. And also, like potentially hit reactions would need to stop the projectile ability or something like that. Baby steps. That's all it is, right? So let's mark up our to-do list. We're trying to be more professional. So we already refactored the damage number into C++, so we can complete that one. Yeah, we gotta see why the movement speed attribute is not being modified. Clean up camera settings, then the block stance, blend spaces. So we gotta add task now. So investigate, custom projectile. What does it say? Investigate custom projectile trajectory based on target plus an arc. So it is code. Gameplay ability system. Investigate whether or not we can create a custom projectile path calculation helper function that takes into account target velocity plus custom arc. Look into issues with target velocity when jumping and dodging. Maybe have ignore tags that negate velocity when applied. We'll have to see. So we'll suggest some subtasks with the AI here. Well, okay, so I think that's fine. Yeah, sorry, we're closing the stream out with some tickets to write for myself. Obviously, these ones are way past and overdue. I might have to jump back into them. I know. Let's take the due date out of this one because we need to wait until we figure out the projectile stuff and the damage stuff. Maybe we don't really care about the camera settings at the moment. That at the bottom. I do want to make sure we figure out this movement speed stuff. I do want to investigate this projectile stuff. And I do want to refactor projectile class to include hit result data and hit actor data within C++ rather than. So we'll do something like that. So this one we'll definitely need to do Tuesday. Assuming that goes well, we'll make these two things both of them being on Thursday is not likely. So maybe we'll be able to do this movement speed one relatively quickly. And the last ones will leave without a date here. Seems good. And just for funsies, let's try applying a damage on the hit target. And just seeing if at all the damage works. So we'll make it 10 or something. And let's look at our player's health when we get hit. Let's see if it works. It does. So we're going to need to have some added effects and stuff when we receive damage, like force feedbacks, screen, like the red screen, maybe UI shakes, probably a hit reaction of sorts. Like with projectiles in general, we can maybe look into physics driven impulses. I think that would be pretty fun. We've been wanting to look into that for a long time. Let me add it as a task. On hit, player, save. I'll bring this back up in front of us so we can all see what I'm doing here. So obviously with this refactor one, let's also have the AI create some suggested subtasks. Okay, seems fine. Tags, of course, will be code. Priority, I'll say normal. Better generalize common logic shared between all projectiles, regardless of instigator, player versus NPC. That's what we want. So that's all good. Yeah, now this one, create subtasks, and we'll write a description. Investigate hit impulses for physics driven flinch reactions on player. Now there is an example. I don't know if it's on the blueprint examples. I'm gonna just say look at blueprint examples, but I think I saved a video somewhere. Yes, where is this? It's not a video, but it's a Slack thread. That's not Slack thread, a Unreal Engine forum thread, just for those who want to check it out. So that looks fine. Cool. So I'm going to create a shipping build from this latest version, see if everything compiles okay. But yeah, that's what I'm going to call it a day. So thank you guys so much for watching, everybody who's joined. I see we have Anna Sasdev available, so let's raid them. Yeah, thanks Antush for joining. I'll make sure to say hi to Jesus for you. For those interested, definitely check out our Discord. And yeah, for those watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. For those watching from Twitch, a follow would be very much appreciated. But until then, have a good weekend, and I hope to see you all soon.